Hi there everybody, so this is a review for the 2010 Cannondale Caad 8 Compact. Now the MSRP on this bike is $899 US, but being that it is a 2010 bike, if you can find one used, I'm sure you wouldn't be paying that much. I got mine at a shop for even less than that a few years after it came out. So, obviously mine's a very tall one. It's a 61 centimeter frame, the tallest that they make this one in. I'm 6'3", so I needed that. The actual bike is technically a road race and triathlon style frame, though on mine it may look a little more comforty because of how tall it is, but I felt like that was worth pointing out. It's just that it's a really tall frame. I'm going to kind of do a pros and cons sort of review here. I'm going to start with the cons because there's a lot less of those. So the number one con that I had on this bike was the wheels, and it's not like what most people say, oh, I spent, $700 on a bike and the wheels weren't top of the line. Well, no crap, So this one I bought, and I hadn't put maybe 100 miles on it, and the wheels, the front and rear wheels, they were coming out of true really, really quickly. And I have some slightly rougher roads where I live, but I'm very careful, especially after spending the money to finally get a decent road bike. I was being ultra careful. I didn't get this bike until I'd really got my weight down quite a bit, so it wasn't that. There was something up with the wheels. So I took it back to the bike shop and said, hey, not sure what's going on here, but these are out of true already. Is that normal? Maybe I've never owned a road bike before. Is it kind of like they have to get stretched out? You trim up once and they're good? And no, the owner of the shop said, whoa, these should not be this bad this quickly. So it turns out that Cannondale had a recall on the stock wheels for these things and just failed to notify the bike shop. And he's a Cannondale dealer, and they just decided that wasn't, I guess, important information. It was a Maddox DRX 4000 32-hole rims, and they replaced them for me over via warranty with ALX 200s, I think. Just a pretty equivalent wheel, with the exception of the fact that they actually stay true. I haven't had to have these wheels trued for over 2 years now, so other than kind of keeping the spokes tight myself and such. So other than that, nothing has actually been changed component-wise on this bike. No part has been changed, and like I said, that was just under warranty, aside from, brake pads and stuff. So this is a 8x2 drivetrain. It's the compact version, like I said. I really wish that I would have went with one that had a triple in the front, because we have some pretty serious hills around here that for exercise purposes, the compact is perfect, but I commute on this bike a lot, and sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, I really wish I had that third wheel, but that's not the bike's fault. That's mine for just not thinking ahead properly. As far as comfort on this bike, I kind of would say that maybe look at test riding a size down from what you actually should need. So just worth noting, I feel like this bike, I guess, runs large, I guess is how you would say it. As far as comfort otherwise, though, the seat has been great. The bar tape that came with this bike wore out fairly quickly. Like I said, a few years sitting on the shelf and being test ridden a lot, so I got a big discount because of that. So really, the bar tape that came with it was actually very comfortable. I replaced it with some kind of tie-dye profile design tape to match the rest of the bike, like you see. The fork is a Cannondale Ultra Slice, I believe. I think it's called a Slice. It's a carbon fork, and I test rode a lot of stuff and didn't actually plan on getting a carbon fork bike, and after I rode this, I was pretty sold on getting one with a carbon fork, because the parking lot at the bike shop that I was test riding this at, they have a really rough back lot that they'll kind of let you take road bikes on to see the difference, and that pretty much sold me, so successful on their part. I did put clipless pedals on it, but the flats that came with it were, and I still put them on when I'm doing a whole lot of commuting and no longer rides for a little while, they're actually metal pedals with kind of a rubber grip on them, just some kind of plain flats, and they work perfect if you're wanting to commute and not have to actually put your bike shoes on and stuff. So that's worth considering. You actually do get some flats with it. A lot of road bikes don't even include that. And I know it's only, a $10 to $30 thing, but it's nice that they include those. So, all in all, the finish of the bike, that's not really worth reviewing. I think that it looks decent, so it's just whether or not you like the color scheme and stuff. It's not shockingly ugly. The geometry, though claims to be race, works great for me for comfort stuff for the most part. Like I said, I think I'm maybe it's or for someone in the 6'4" to 6'5" range, and I'm 6'3", so that's not really the bike's fault. So overall, I think this is a great bike, especially for the price. The current version of it is still very similar price and everything, just a little bit of a different visual style to it, but it's still basically the same frame geometry and everything. So overall, I really seriously think the Caad 8 is an excellent entry road bike. I'm getting ready to do a longer ride race sort of thing on it, and I don't feel out of place bringing this thing in there. It really doesn't stick out in the crowd as like, hey, there's the new guy. This is a really nice looking bike, and it performs well. So thanks for listening, and hope you enjoyed. Bye.